In a bustling house of town where the scent of spices and the sound of trade filled the air, a humble farmer found himself in a predicament that weighed heavily on his shoulders. He stood before the town's Qadi, a judge renowned for his wisdom and fairness. The farmer, with his face etched with worry and his clothes simple and worn, bowed his head respectfully. Opposite him stood a wealthy merchant, draped in fine, colorful robes, his expression a mixture of impatience and smug confidence. The merchant, in a loud and demanding voice, insisted that the farmer immediately repay a significant debt. The air in the Qadi's court was thick with tension as the merchant's words echoed, leaving the poor farmer looking even more distressed. The farmer did not deny the debt. With a voice barely above a whisper, he admitted his obligation but pleaded for a little more time. He explained that a poor harvest had left him with nothing, but he was a man of his word and would find a way to repay every single coin. The merchant scoffed at this plea, demanding his money without any further delay. The Qadi, an elderly man with a calm and discerning expression, listened patiently to both sides. He stroked his white beard thoughtfully before speaking. Instead of passing an immediate judgment, he devised a clever test. He turned to the merchant and instructed him to go and wait by the large baobab tree at the edge of the town. "The farmer will pass by that very spot on his way to bring you the money," the Qadi assured him with a knowing look. Though confused, the merchant agreed, confident that the farmer would never be able to produce the funds. Hours passed under the hot sun. The merchant waited by the baobab tree, growing more and more impatient with each passing moment. He paced back and forth, muttering to himself about the foolishness of the Qadi and the dishonesty of the farmer. Finally, his patience worn thin, he stormed back to the Qadi's court. The Qadi, looking as serene as ever, summoned the merchant before him. "Tell me," the judge asked calmly, "did you see the farmer pass by the tree?" The merchant threw his hands up in exasperation. "No," he declared scornfully. "I saw no one of importance. I only saw a poor man struggling with a large bundle of firewood balanced on his head, but certainly not the debtor." Just as the merchant finished his complaint, the Qadi called for the farmer to be brought in. A moment later, the farmer entered, his face tired but his eyes shining with relief. He walked directly to the merchant and presented him with a heavy bag of coins, the full amount of the debt. The merchant, stunned into silence, simply stared at the money. The farmer explained that he had spent the day gathering firewood from the forest, carrying it into town, and selling it to earn the money he owed. The Qadi then turned to the bewildered merchant and declared the case closed. "But how did you know?" the merchant stammered. The Qadi smiled gently. "You yourself were my witness," he explained. "When you told me you saw a man carrying a bundle of firewood, you confirmed that you had indeed seen the farmer. You just failed to recognize him in his humble effort to honor his debt. The truth was there for you to see, but your arrogance blinded you to it." The merchant stood humble, his fine robes suddenly feeling less important as the wisdom of the Qadi's judgment settled over the silent courtroom.